Hey, what's up guys, it's me your boy Urban. Can't take you back here with another brand new video and I hope you guys are having a great day. So we are here for the Saturday sprint review, so without any further ado, let's get right into the video guys. Starting off with the sprint shootout. Well, in SQ1, everything seemed pretty normal until Ocon and Alonso came together at the dying stages of SQ1, taking Ocon out of the qualifying, causing a red flag and end to SQ1, as there was only 33 seconds left in the session. The knockouts of SQ1 are Ocon in P16, Stroll in P17, Zhou in P18, Albon in P19 and Sargent in P20. The real damage here is done to Williams, who were on their final hot lap and was improving by setting personal bests. But looking at the incident itself, I feel like both the drivers are to blame here. Looking at the onboard footage, Ocon was basically saving an oversteer when he ran the curbs, and Alonso steered to the left, tightening the racing line. So yes, it was rather an eventful SQ1, and now let's move on to SQ2. So the SQ2 knockouts were Magnussen in P11, Hülkenberg in P12, Gasly in P13, Bottas in P14 and Alonso in P15 without setting a lap time due to the damage caused in SQ1. The SQ2 session was much smoother, with the track ramping up towards the end of the session. The Haas's best pace for the weekend seems to be good enough for P11 and P13ish, under 1 lap pace, but the long run race pace is where I'm more concerned about the team, as that's where they suffer since the start of the season. Gasly, just like yesterday, got knocked out in SQ2. The Alpines better have some more race pace in them for them to score any points out of this weekend. So with that being said, now let's head into SQ3. Well, SQ3 was great, with Lando taking pole for the sprint, followed by Verstappen in P2, Perez in P3, Russell in P4, Hamilton in P5, Tsunoda in P6, Leclerc in P7, Ricciardo in P8, Sainz in P9 and Piastri rounding off the top 10 in P10. I mean, just like what I said in the feature race qualifying review yesterday. By the way, if you have not watched that video yet, I'd highly suggest you to check it out. But Lando does what he couldn't do yesterday, which was taking pole. And Perez, I mean man, I knew he had the pace this weekend to be in the top 3 and he does it. And this has been the closest margin between him and Max since the Baku Grand Prix, which seems like ages ago now. I hope he can build on this to get better and score massive points over his competitor Hamilton for his fight to fend off P2 in the Drivers' Championship. Oscar Piastri has been the biggest disappointment, as he yet again finished the qualifying in P10. It's either he can string up a lap together to get into the top 5 or else he's P10. I hope he can recover to a good spot tomorrow in the main race. Both the AlphaTauri stretches their legs today to get into the top 10 and finish in P6 and P8, with Tsunoda holding the high ground over his teammate Ricciardo. So overall, to this point, the Brazilian Grand Prix has delivered enthralling sessions so far. With that being said, now let's head into the sprint race. I mean, what did I say again in the feature race quali review? The Sao Paulo delivers yet again. This hands down has to be one of the most fun I've ever had watching a sprint race since Austria. I mean, it was just mega. Max, getting a better acceleration over Lando, managed to take the lead of the sprint and clinch the sprint win, followed by Norris in P2, Perez in P3, Russell in P4, Leclerc in P5, Tsunoda in P6, Hamilton in P7, Sainz in P8, Ricciardo in P9, Piastri in P10 rounding off the top 10, with Alonso in P11, Stroll in P12, Gasly in P13, Ocon in P14, Albon in P15, Magnussen in P16, Zhou in P17, Hülkenberg in P18, Bottas in P19 and Sargent in P20 being the last of the runners to cross the checkered flag. The sprint was just a delight to watch. I mean, what else to say? It was an exhilarating experience visually, with so many battles up and down the field. The battle between Perez and Hamilton and Perez versus Russell was just the icing on the cake. The three-way battle between Charles, Lewis and Yuki, or the battle between Sainz, Ricciardo and Piastri, and also the battle between Gasly and Alonso was a true delight to watch. If the race is even to be 70% close to this, then the Brazilian Grand Prix would surely have delivered a banger of a race. The Mercedes doesn't seem to be nice on their tires. They seem to have chewed through the rubber quicker than the Ferraris, with Russell nearly finishing the sprint with a 12+ second gap to Perez ahead. with Hamilton being on the verge of falling out of the points given one more lap, with Sainz and Ricciardo crossing the finish line within a second behind him. Perez's pace also looked good, and if he hadn't gotten a poor launch at the start, we may have had a battle for P2, but due to the poor launch he fell behind both the Mercedes, which he had to battle to get ahead, and by the time he did that, we got to the point in the race where the tyre management became crucial to hold a solid pace to the end. The Haas, like I said, seems to lack the long run race pace, with their drivers being one of the three to start the sprint on the medium compound to combat the tyre wear of their car. But despite that, they only moved backwards in the sprint, with even at the closing stages of the race, the Haas couldn't make any impression on the cars ahead on the soft compound, where Albon, starting the race from P19, finished the sprint in P15, which I think is a solid improvement, showing that the Williams has better pace over the Haas. Even the AlphaTauri's pace looked racy, which shows that we may have an interesting race on our hands for tomorrow. So let's stay tuned for that and see what happens. So yes guys, that would be my review on the Sao Paulo Grand Prix sprint. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, and also let me know in the comments on what are your thoughts on the sprint shootout and on the sprint race. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also hit that bell icon and turn on all notifications so you get notified whenever I upload a brand new video. It's me, your boy Urban Cast, Vinesh, and I'm out. Love you guys, stay safe, peace.